first, but
Hello, hello, and happy day. Welcome to Erica's Take on It. I'm Erica Cassie. I love force with mysterious wisdom, celebrating life. And I have the other Erica here. Introduce yourself, ma'am.
hey, I'm Isha Me. And every time you say a lovely life force, I'm like, I need to say something like provocative. And I'm like, screaming on paper, okay? Because I don't want to scream at people.
That's right. I like that. See, you gave him something. You know what? That thing that I say, it is from an exercise that I did, um, and that I love because it talks about who I am, not what I do. Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people are they're buying a person they know, like, and trust you, and so I want to tell people who I am, and I lead with that. And then I tell them about the things that I do. Speaking of that, I am a multifaceted leader. And one of the things that I am doing right now is I am a fractional COO for some organizations. I also am a business execution coach and a RUBI distributor. Yay! We're so excited. And because I'm a RUBI distributor, I kind of like to blend things in my life. I like to blend all this stuff up so that then I am making sure that I'm leveraging everything that I have and that's one of the topic for today is how we leverage RUBI AI before hiring. And before we begin, I want to say hello, Lachelle. So happy to see you. Happy to see you. She is one of the lady who brought me in to be a TV producer. So I'm really excited about that initiative that I have going on as well. And then hello there, Bridget. I'm so happy to see you. Happy day to you all. We're not gonna be here long, honey. We're not gonna be here. We're not gonna be here long. We're just gonna be here long enough for a good time. All right. So y'all ready for us to showcase RUBI AI and how to leverage it for hiring? Just want to share a couple bits about that. So things to consider. Okay. So this presentation, let me tell you who this presentation is for. It's for CEOs because that's who I work with as a COO. It's for scaling entrepreneurs, those who are thinking, "Ooh, this is a whole lot." I recognize that I am CEO, I'm manager, I'm technician. I got to be the marketing department. I got to do operations. I have to be the finance department. I have to do all these things. Let me hire someone, right? I'm overwhelmed. I need to hire someone, right? So they say, okay, I'm going to go and find someone to do this, but there's some things to consider. And the reason why we're bringing this up, because both of the contracts that I've been in as a COO, I had to come through and clean up what was there in the organization that was just put in. That means all the different resources. And I'm talking about technology. I'm talking about all the tools that they say that they're using, that they say that they're leveraging, but they're really not. And also the people that's there that may not be the best fit for the circumstances, for the place that they're working. And hello there, Cooper. I'm so happy to see you here. So happy to be for you to be here. Cooper interacted with me on LinkedIn and was talking to me about turnover and hiring and those type of things. And we're going to get into that after I complete this presentation, Cooper. But thank you so much for coming in and posing any questions that you have. You all, we are willing to go deep and talk about any of these things that you are wanting to discuss in this space. But let me go ahead and continue. So things to consider before hiring someone. First of all, go ahead, Ishmi.
Oh, I just want to say sometimes you have employees that you have in the wrong role. And that's a lot of times you may have a great employee, just have them in the wrong role. And
Yes.
and
Yes.
sometimes, because they may love the place where they work, that you just have them in the wrong role. And sometimes, having a discussion and putting them someplace else, they can flourish. And so that's
You know
something.
what? You are correct. You are absolutely correct. That's actually something that I was talking to Cooper about earlier too. He was talking about taking away dollars um, from hiring, and I was saying that you can leverage the people in your organization by giving them more training and development, but also really getting to know them. So that kind of goes into what we're saying right here. Things to consider is, if you are wanting to hire, it's important for you to have some things in place, some foundational things. You should have some a website or some kind of social media, okay? Because how can that person come into your organization if they can't do any research on you to understand if their values and vision and mission align with you, right? Like, you're doing all this due diligence to learn and know if they're a good fit for you, but you have to put things out there for them to know if they're a good fit for your organization, right? So it's important to have your website. Now, your website should have your values, vision, mission. Now, let me tell you, a lot of websites, if you go through and look at some websites, they do not have these things where you can easily find what people stand for and what their culture is. You should not have anyone coming to your organization and interacting with you if they haven't had a chance to understand the culture that they're walking into, right? So it's kind of like, when you are hiring someone, you should treat them as if they're a guest to your house. You need to make sure that and you do that before they even come. You know what kind of event you come into. If you get a fancy invitation that comes in the mail, or you get an invitation that said, hey, just come over here for a cookout. It's a different vibe. So you need to make sure that you are showing up as a person who is a CEO, a scaling entrepreneur with the assets that you need. That means you need a website, you need social media that you have to show yourself. That includes your values, vision, and mission. Now you may be like, okay, I mean, maybe some people are like, yeah, of course you're supposed to have that. I work with plenty of people. I went to an organization and they had been around for 39 years, about to celebrate their 40th year. And when I asked the executive staff what their vision was, the founder said a vision that nobody in the room had ever heard. And they all was looking around like, we've never heard that vision before. Now, what's so funny about that organization is they all were signed up to be co-founders and was getting a 1% of the business, right? 1 or 2% of the business, but no one had understood what the vision is. I have no idea how anybody think they finna get anywhere if they don't know what the vision is. Like, how you think you're gonna go somewhere? Now, I will say you something else. People get vision and mission mixed up. A vision is what you see far off in the horizon, the legacy, what you are building to, where you're going. Are you going to exit this business? What's the end, the goal? What is the big thing that you want people to say? This organization or this person created this thing, and everybody has understanding around it. And you feel accomplished and successful. That is what the vision is. It should make you feel so amazing that you're able to accomplish this wonderful thing that's far off in the horizon. Now, what is a mission? A mission is the vehicle. It is how you do it, who you do it for, and what you do. That's the vehicle. That's one vehicle. Your business is one vehicle on the mission to your vision. Now, we have all these other missions out there. I told you all that I'm multifaceted, so I understand that I have several cars on the road, vehicles on the road to my vision. And so we have to make sure that we're talking about this particular mission, and that this mission is not it's not a hoopty. It's not a hoopty traveling down the street to the vision. You got to make sure you get the oil change, the windshield wipers done, the lights fixed. Everything needs to be fixed up. A lot of times people try to hire somebody, and that person needs to know that that you are the mechanic, that they're the mechanic that you are hiring, or it'll be a very hard situation to have individuals. Also, imagine if you think you're going to get into a vehicle or the mission, and you think it's going to travel down the road, but you seem to have to get out of the car and push every now and then. It At least you should know you going into this situation, these circumstances. And then lastly, you should have job descriptions. Going back to that organization I worked with, and several other organizations that I've been to, I'm talking about these are businesses that have been around for years. They don't have job descriptions.
Oh, it's the what we need. This is what you do. You know why? Because I work in a catch-all. All right, my department is when we don't know where to do it or who gonna do it. That's give it to facilities, and it's in my and whatever else the VP say, that's what they do. That's in my job title. Like whatever else I have, whatever else.
Well,
Mhm.
if you are in the whatever else, you should be clear on what everybody else does, right? And what are the things that you would catch, right? So it seems to be you all are in research and development and innovation, right? So you need to be people with that personality type, people who can pivot, people who can innovate, right? Those are the right fit people that will be in that catch-all place. Let me tell you, I actually operate well in those places. I used to work at Vanderbilt University Medical Center, and they called me, even though I had the role as administrative a secretary or a person, they call me the float. And the float is the one that when people call out, right, I will go in and work in that space.
Mhm.
So I would know where I'm working when I show up. Now that means that I had to know every role that I walked into, and I had to understand the culture of every space that I was going into and who I had to be in that space, right? But that is important that a person understands and have the skill set to be able to operate in that way. When you're hiring, you have to write it down. Now I'll tell most CEOs and also scaling entrepreneurs, listen, write down your job description. What is a CEO for you? Write that down. Then write down what all the other things need to be done in the business and put those on job descriptions for other people and hire your weaknesses. Okay? Hire your weaknesses. Now, you might be asking me, okay, how does it have anything to do with RUBI? Let's go to it, because this time is for us to really talk about that. And so I want to say, with sharing RUBI AI, I'm going to actually pull her up in just a moment and share these 3 things that RUBI offers. Right? I'm going to share these 3 things because it's going to speak to the things that you need as a CEO and a scaling entrepreneur in order to start working on what the bits and the foundation that you need to have before you hire someone. Now, when I was doing this presentation, I recognized, wow, I have 4. This is a 4-part series because there's much more than that bit that I showed you all. But I wanted to show you all the things from this part, and then next into I think Erica and I, not Erica, Ishameen and I are going to go back and forth. So she's going to do the next Erica's take on it, lead that one, and then I'll come back and finish talking more about hiring, because there's so much more than what I just showed you that needs to be done. If you are wanting to know all the information, let me know. I do have a workbook that I created to actually map it all out, but let's keep going. The parts that we're going to show you today is personify, your unique value proposition module, and the IntelliChat. So before we move on and show RUBI, and as I pull RUBI up, let's let me have you, Ishameen, to mention anything that you would like, and then also I want to address what Cooper brought up here, saying, he said, not to mention the turnover and the money wasted that should be invested in maintaining current employees. Yes, yes. You are so right. Now, let me tell you, this is so big because a lot of people hire, and some even CEOs, they ego hire, right? They'll hire someone because they think that it's time for them to hire. I'm at a point right now, I don't want to do certain things. I'm going to hire someone, but they did not hire the right fit person. And going back to what Ishameen said, maybe they're not in the right role. Okay. So the goal is to hire someone who specifically is emotionally invested in the business. If you get someone who can be a stakeholder in your business and be emotionally invested, you are at a great place, right? So with the investing in the employees, yes, it's so imperative. And a way that a person, an employer, can easily invest in a employee is, let me share this with you right now, is to get RUBI. Okay. And the reason why I say that is RUBI is like having a lot of employees, but only paying for one subscription. And you'll learn more about that in just a minute. But I have an article that I pulled and I put in the event about, and it's from January 2025. Indeed, it says it cost $2,000 to hire a new employee, and then offering them professional development is another $1,500. Instead of hiring new people, how about you give them more resources, or you give them a resource to actually use? And this one is one of the better ones because it has so much involved in it. So I'm sharing right here on the screen. You can start at $20 and increase the value that you would like to have. But at $20, your employees wait a minute. So it matters on the type of collaborator. So you will have to at least get pro in order to have additional collaborators, and they have their own workspaces. So it's important to try to think about RUBI as a way to leverage. So that's $2,000 versus $30 that you're spending on giving a tool that will be beneficial with them to be able to be even more efficient and bring in more profitability into your business if you have current employees and you have went through the motion of having some clarity around what people are doing. Is there anything that you wanted to share right now, Ishameen? If not, I'm going to go to chat about and talk about and really show these three.
No, you can go ahead. I think what you're saying is really important, especially I like to hear about the scalers, okay? Because when you're trying to scale your business and put things in place so that you could show up for more people for other programs. So scaling, when you're trying to scale your business, how this can help you in that regard. So I'm listening, learning
now.
too.
Yeah, let me tell you something about scaling. It's and I just had a lady come through. Her name is um Adriana Richardson. You can look her up on LinkedIn. She talks about succession planning, and she was talking about scaling. And a lot of people confuse and they think that scaling means that you hire people. No, scaling means that you are truly leveraging everything that you have. You have systems in place, and you can scale by just adding more technology, aka RUBI, into your business. That's a scaling up. Every time you add something and you're truly using it to this utmost capability, you are scaling. I think that people get confused and think it has something to do with hiring people, or it is actually getting to a point where you have systems in place that it flows and there's predictability in the amount of money that you're making. So then you add something. It could be a person, it could be a technology, it could be a new product, whatever it is, you add something and then you make that steady. A lot of people don't understand how it takes the steps to scale, but it's one change that then scales the business. So that's what scaling is, just to be clear. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, I'm just going to go into certain places, and I'm just going to start talking about and putting together SOPs and things like that using AI. I would always say, you can put it together and AI can give it to you and Ruby can give it to you. But if you're not going to be using it the way that it was said to be used, it's just a document. It's not. You have to go in and personalize it and make it be your own. Everything is about making it be your own. So let's talk about personify. Now, I want to talk about personify because going back to what I said one of the first things you need to have is a website or social media, right? So here in Ruby, you can go into the section of personify. You can put in text, you can put in a URL or social media. So if you put this in, you're building a persona of your business. So then you can create all the things that you need to create, like code of conducts, like job descriptions, like everything that you're needing based on the persona that you have now in the system. Let me show you one of these personas. Okay. So for my business, I work with particularly CEOs and also scaling entrepreneurs, right? And so but these people, and based on my website, let me go in here and click on that so you can see it's the Thriving Leader. It built out this persona for me, okay? Because they also know that I work with people who particularly are already have self-awareness, people who are driven and that they are very conscious. They're looking for balance and fulfillment in their life, right? They have a master's degree. They have an annual income of 100,000 to 150,000. They're married. They have kids. They exhibit perfectionism and high
Yes.
achieving tendencies. So it put it in there, and this is my type of person, right? But I have to say, a lot of times businesses are built on the business owner is also the person that they're serving. They may be a version of that person that has already come, like a previous iteration.
Right. Like you are
If
your
your
client.
website is saying that, right, it's very much it's supposed to be catering to a particular target, and that your person that you're hiring should also be a person that understands this target that you're serving. What were you going to say, Ishimi?
I say usually your client is you.
Yep.
Is like you. So Ruby can take those aspects of you that you want to
Yeah.
serve, and you can put those details in so that you know that when you're tailoring your presentation, that you have all those details in. So those are
Yeah, it's
captions.
it's absolutely amazing. It gives you the demographics, the psychographics. It gives you the voice and the tone, all in personified by just putting in just putting in my website. You can put in a social media, like I could put my LinkedIn in there, and I also can put it in by text. So let me go back. Let me share that with you, because what if you don't, what if you don't have a website and you still want to go down the road? It can be very helpful to you as well by looking at the modules. So let's go over to modules. Okay, let's click on modules. Now, remember, like I said, the people who I'm talking to right now are CEOs and scaling entrepreneurs. So then we have over 150 modules in here, you all, in Ruby, all right, that you can look at. But I'm going to put in business. I'm going to put in business because that's what that's who I'm interacting with. So we have a business marketing strategy. We have a business proposal generator. I searched that, right? All right. But what if I just click the button over here that says business? Then all of these options are here regarding business. Okay. And the one module that I want to share with you all today, you can do a business plan here. You can do business marketing. It's going to walk you through and give you a prompt that you can use to actually leverage what you're looking for and create what you need. So, what I want to share you all is this unique value proposition. And the reason why I want to do that one is you yourself have a unique value proposition. Your business should have a unique value proposition. And the people who you hire should understand and be very clear about your unique value proposition. That's one of the issues that most businesses have, is that everybody who works at a place doesn't understand what makes it different. So somebody should be able to go into your business and ask everybody in there. I'm talking about receptionist, it doesn't matter. Everybody should know what sets your business apart from anything else. So
The
then you put that information in here, right? You put information about your business and describe it. Now I'm going to show you all really quick the one that I created already. Okay, I put in information and it created and at first I want to say that let me go up here. Okay. So I put in this a prompt and it created this prompt for me. Okay. And then it gave me this unique value proposition right here. Now, why is that important? If you do not have a website and social media, now you have your unique value proposition. You can copy that. You can take it over to persona and put it in the text area and create your persona from there. Okay. So, like I said, you can go to the module, type it, click the button that says business, fill in everything about yourself, your vision, your mission, your values, what you're about, and it will create a unique value proposition. You can paste it in here and get a whole persona for your business, but also who you're looking for to hire. And the last thing I want to share with you all is IntelliChat. With IntelliChat, from there, you can, once you have a persona, once you have a unique value proposition, you can then use IntelliChat here and put the persona in. So we're going to put thriving leader. We're going to put in the voice that we want. Since we're talking about hiring someone, let's be empowering, or let's be confident. Let's be confident. And then our tone, let's be authoritative, because we want to make sure that we are saying what we need to say. You can go in here and say, I am looking for, okay, what most people are hiring for when they say they want to hire, even though I feel like everyone should hire the operations person first. Of course, I'll say that. I'm a fractional COO, but I just have seen myself. I've just seen but I've seen myself have to go into businesses and clean up so much that if somebody started off with their operations person to set the day-to-day, create SOPs, create the structure, and maybe even just had consultations with this person, then they would not be in a situation where things got to be cleaned up. But anyway, so most people, when they say they want to hire, they'll say, I want somebody to do social media for me. So we're going to put in here, I am hiring for a social media manager. Please give me a job description.
Okay, explain about the different types of.
Okay, and I will explain about the different chats. So look at this. It's giving me a job description. That's all you got to go through and look and see if these are things you really want this person to do. Right? And then from here, you can create the standard operating procedure, or you can hire someone and say, I need you to tell me how you would do this, and then document that. Anyway, so let's talk about how chat has several chats. It has all these different types of chats. So I could have changed it to Claude. I could have changed it to Chat GPT 40. I could have done any of these. And
that's what makes RUBI stand out because Ruby has
Right.
essentially 10. So you have chat, you have Gemini, you have Claude, and you have command. And so you don't have to just be stuck with chat GPT. And you have chat 3.0, chat 4.0. But this way you have different you have the different styles because Claude sounds different than command. Command is different than chat GPT, and they do have different voices. And so once you get the different voices with your persona, it's interesting. It's interesting in how it comes across, how they sound, and everything. And what 2 weeks ago we had a whole big thing. Okay, Claude let me down. I like the way Claude sounds. Okay, we still she won that one. Erica won that one that we Claude let me down, but
Listen, I'm trying to get Claude to do a job description
she
right
loved
now.
she loved Gemini. She loved Gemini, which Gemini won that day. And she is very, and you could also, she doesn't like the buzzwords, the industry buzzwords, okay, but you could also program your chat so those words doesn't come up. She does not, there
Yes.
are certain words that you just cannot put in your document because she said, oh, that sounds so chat like, and she does not like that. So
I mean, you can always program it to do whatever you need. But going back to the idea of what Cooper mentioned was leveraging the people that are in your job who are already working for you by giving them a tool like this to advance the efficiency and the profitability of your business. You all, um as a therapeutic COO, I use this every day. It makes everything so much easier. I just hired and did an orientation for 2 people. I asked chat, what should the agenda be for the orientation? It create not chat. I shouldn't call it chat. Ruby. What should be on the agenda for the for my orientation, and it gave me a list and created an agenda, and then I just had to go in and make it my own in the ways that I wanted to, but it made sure it covered everything that you would usually need to cover in an orientation. And then I created a presentation from that. So all these things can be created. And so what I want you all to take away from this chat with us is, before you hire, build your infrastructure. I'm going to continue to talk about many of these things as the time goes on. I will be chatting and talking about this idea of leveraging Ruby as an employee. Also, one thing that I have to say, that a lot of CEOs and people who are working with individuals are not uh, they are not that good at delegating. And so one thing that you can learn while interacting with AI is to delegate, and delegate well. Because it's going to be unbiased. It's going to be trying to get you to give whatever you're trying to get. I want to give it to you, but you got to have to tell me what it is.
yeah,
Right now, a human is not going to say that. Whatever you're trying to, I'm trying to do whatever you want me to do, but you got to communicate with me. And so it's important to learn how to delegate. Now, I do want to say one thing and reiterate that we like we said, we are distributors of Ruby, and we are so excited that you all came and spent time with us today. We
right.
will be back on next Sunday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, 3 o'clock Central,
Just so
and talk further about it.
just so
Um,
you
and and
just
go ahead, Ishmi.
Oh, I just wanted you to know why we love Ruby is because Ruby is all in one. You don't have to get an AI for your voiceovers. You don't have to get one for your music. You don't have to get one for your images and everything because Ruby has Mid Journey, Leonardo, Dolly, all in it by itself. Okay, so you have images. Let me
Yeah,
tell you.
you have all that at the
So
paid version
in the
of the. Yeah.
those over here. And so it's all in one. You don't have to go, oh, I got to go to this one to get this one. No, you can do it all in Ruby. And some of the modules, especially when you go to, it has a multi-day creator. If you're doing web posted, like if you're posting, if you social media posted, it will give you the image it needs you to create to go with your social media posting. So it'll tell you what to post, and then it'll give you the description of the type of picture that it needs. So you could drop that description in mid journey, get the picture you need to put up with your posting. So it does it all there for you, all in one spot. It'll give you everything you need. And that's so important that I can get this all done in one spot. I don't have to leave out, oh, I got to go this place and get the music. No, Rubia does it. You can do it all in one location at one time, and you can put it all together in one location. That saves you. Not only does it save you money, because now you don't have to have the music AI. And guess what? When you're trying to do something, guess what? Now I got to pay. Now you're going into the paid version of the music AI, because either you run out of space, run out of time, or whatever you're trying to do is on the paid version. No, the paid version is here in Ruby. Okay. Or whatever you're trying to do with your images, oh, you run out of space, or you run out of time, or oh, now I need to pay more because now I'm in the paid version. No, you're in the paid version in Ruby AI. And so even with the voiceovers, all those things that you will run into, and now you're paying more money, $10 here, $20 there, $15 there. No, Ruby has it all in there for you. So you're not running out of space, time, and spending money anymore. If you're on a $20 plan, the $20 plan is where you're at. Okay. And so you're gonna find out what you need. Then you find out, oh, I need more. You just bump up $5 more. And then then you got whatever more you need. And so that's that. And that's what you find yourself running into. And let me tell you, Ruby is always on a cutting edge. The people here, they are on top of it. Oh, something new is coming out. So you don't always have to say, oh, Mid Journey got a new coming out with a new, they're 3.0, they're gonna 4.0. Guess what? Ruby is too. So you don't have to always stay on what's the latest and the greatest of the new AI, and oh, Claude is going up, and you hear about all the different AIs and what's new. And let me tell you, they got a new because Claude Chat GPT is open AI. Well, they got something new on the horizon, honey. Okay. It's something new all the time. Let me tell you, the people at Ruby, they're gonna know what that is, and they were like, we just as good, or they're gonna incorporate it in the Ruby AI. You don't have to be out there finding out what's the new thing on the block, because guess what? We got people looking into that now. All right. And believe you me, there's always something new on the horizon when it comes to AI, new people coming into the market. So they got you covered. And that's what I love about it. That I don't have to always, get on the next one. Oh, they got this coming out. They got this coming out. Oh, when it comes to images, there's always something new. We got the standards right here. Okay. So
Okay, and so as we end, I would love for you, Ishameen, to let everybody know how they can interact with you, and how to message and interact with the things that you have going on, and then I would do the same, and we will say goodbye.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm here on LinkedIn because Erica insists I be over here. They're here on LinkedIn. So yes, I'm here on LinkedIn, and definitely Instagram. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay, awesome. And like we said, yes, we are on LinkedIn, and we do our show, Erica's Take on It, every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central Time. And you all please check out this link, check out Ruby, and see if it's a good fit for you. And going back, if it takes $200, $2,000 to hire an employee, first go and explore Ruby and leverage that and allow it to give you efficiency and profitability before adding an employee that you don't have the infrastructure to accept. Okay, so that's exactly what we would love for you to know. And then again, going back to what Ishameen said, yes, it has plenty of opportunity for you to do whatever you want here without going from app to app or platform to platform. You get one subscription and all this value. So that's why what I wanted to share with you all. I want you all to create a thriving rest of your day and follow that link. You'll get a follow-up. If you said that you were coming to the event, you'll get a follow-up with information and the link. So don't worry about that. And you all just create a thriving rest of your day. I'm really excited to share Ruby, as Ishameen is too. And we will be back next Sunday. Okay. Bye.
Bye.